So, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about us being a righteous person and we are generous in what we do and we leave a legacy, it keeps us on a high point. But make sure in all our generosity, we must make sure we are not foolish. Now, it comes also in the business side. As a generous leader, as an entrepreneur, how do you manage your staff? How do you get concerned? What legacy would you want to leave in the company of your immediate staff and your extended staff? How do you build that growth pattern that makes sure that they can look up to you and understand that, okay, this is it? Are you transparent in your doings for them to see? Are you working with integrity for them to see? Are you a team builder for them to see? Are you honest? Those are questions you start asking yourself. Do you give them a breathing space for them to tell you what they need, what they see as some lacks in the company for it to grow? As a businessman, you need to also think about that. So when I talk about a wise man leaves inheritance for his children, it's not just for the family side alone. It has to do also in the business side. And in the business, ask yourself first the question, where do you want to see your company in the next couple of years? How far do you see? What will happen to your company after you are gone? What foundation are you building in the life of your staff that when you are gone, you're no more, they will treat your children with respect and honor and integrity? How well do you put your children, your staff? How do you respect them? How do you show them concern? Are you a bully? Are you the kind of a person when your staff see you, they need to run away? Are you that kind of a leader when your staff come close to you, that you don't give them an opportunity to experience, create experience? Are you the kind of a person when somebody fails, you scatter the thoughts of the person or you destroy the person at once? It is necessary that as leaders, we should also put it into place that we also see the future. And if we can groom our staff in a better way, we can groom our company to grow. Because most staff, I have watched in different circles whereby most staff, companies have folded because the bosses were not good to their staff. I have watched a situation where the boss is no more and the child who is supposed to take over from the boss is very young, and yet the company grows in strength because the boss was good to his staff. In business, there are a lot of things we must put into consideration. You must consider the challenges the staffs are going through. How do you come in? Because in the office, you play the role of a father to your staff. They are dependent on you as well as the company. They are expectant and they believe in your leadership. Those are things you need to understand. The same like in the house. Whatever characteristics you build in the life of your children, that is what they will take. If the children see you beating your wife, that is what they will do. If the children see you doing negative things, that is what they'll follow. If the children see you disrespecting your husband in public, that is what they will do to their own homes. If the children see you going out and coming back late and doing things, that is what they will do. So whatever you impact the life of the children is what they will do. And that is what they'll train their children. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the second topic, the second point. Wisdom in stewardship. A wise man is wise in his stewardship. He exercises good financial management. He understanding that wealth should be wisely accumulated and preserved, not just for personal gain, but for the prosperity of his family. A lot of us, we are expecting that, okay, we are wise, we have money, money will come in, we'll do this, we will do that. Fine, it's good. But the question is, how do you manage your income? What do you do when you have money? There are a lot of us. I was making some examples with some guys some time ago. And I told them, hey, the number of bottles of beers you drink in a day, for the past 1 year, you should have built a house. Because a block is just 4 rand. And yet, a bottle of beer is 25, 26 rand. Not to talk about a bottle of a bottle of whiskey, a bottle of wine. So every day you drink, and yet you are still paying rent. At the end of the day, you don't have what to eat. At the end of the day, you work, and at the end of the day, you discover you don't have a roof over your head because you drank your house while others were saving to build. Like I always tell people, your small is not my small. The way you start small might not be my small. Somebody could start small with 10,000. Another person could start small with 1,000. Another person could start small with 100. Another person could start small with 100,000, 10 million, 1 million, depending. Is they are small. But ask yourself, how well do you manage your small? I, as a person, one thing I have learned in life is that I squander money. That is one thing I know. When I have money, I eat, I just buy things, and sometimes But one thing an old woman told me, he said, my son, I said, yes, ma'am. He said, I like the fact that you are having a great idea in business and you are good in this and you can do this. I think instead of squandering your money, why don't you buy lands and keep? I went and sat down and asked myself a lot of questions. And I saw that she had a point. So I made it a point that any day an amount comes into my hand, I will start a structure. I will buy land and I will start investing. And after time, as time goes on, I came to see that gradually I am building. Gradually, I have a land in this place. Gradually, I have a land in this place. Before you see, I have a land in this place. At the end of the day, I have lands in different places. And they start accumulating, they start increasing. And at that point in time, you see that, okay, you start having different projects. Some of those lands, you will sell them and make much more capital. Some of those lands, you build on them and expand your business. That is how we reason. Save, accumulate money. Understand that you need to do things. Even if you have to go into any risky setup, make sure there is a backup plan. What is your backup plan? Have you asked yourself? That is the same thing you need to do for your family. Teach your children how to make money. There is one thing I really want us to talk about, which people do not seem to understand. Our ideas have been changed and has been challenged from the positioning of investments, of growth, to the positioning of dependence on jobs, getting jobs. Now, our forefathers will teach us that agriculture is something. But today, we do not want to go into agriculture. I have a degree in engineering. Why should I go and be doing agriculture? Oh, I have a degree. I'm a pilot. Why should I do agriculture? Listen to me, my friends, my brothers, my sisters. Listen to me very well. Be wise. Anywhere you plant something, immediately you plant, know that you have saved yourself for rainy days. And a time will come, you will not need to go and buy what you planted again. It has grown in your farm and you have excess. So why don't you go into agriculture? Why do you expect somebody to do some things for you and yet you cannot meet up? Why would you always think that the best thing to do is for you to always go and buy? The more you buy at the shop, how much do you save? If you invest in agriculture, if you plant maize, a grain of maize will give you a bunch of maize. If you plant different items, you discover that at the end of the day, you're growing. I call myself a farmer. Even in school back then, they used to call me Jimmy Carter. They used to call me the richest farmer. And yes, I am happy I got those ideas because I can now do sheep farming, a poultry, and other things. And yes, I am not talking something I don't have. I have them even right here in my compound. Ladies and gentlemen, you will never lose when you invest in agriculture because it is God who waters. If you play your role, He will send the rain. Now, I am standing as a father to many, and I am standing as a son to many, and a brother to many, a friend to many, just to let you know that as you think in your heart, that is who you are. So refresh your mind and set up yourself in a position whereby you will apply wisdom in everything you do. If I need to buy maize and I have a farm that I can plant maize, I will buy and plant so that in the rainy days, in the next 3 months, I will harvest and I will be saving a lot. That is what it is. But if we don't do that, how do we grow? So if we can set ourselves, we focus on our goals, we can be able to catch the target. So a wise father, a good father, will encourage the children in agriculture because it is something we must not lose focus on. We have a lot of things that are happening in our world today. But how do you want to show? How can you show for yourself what you've achieved? If you don't achieve anything, what will you leave for your children? If you don't achieve anything, how would you go? How far will you go? We need to be smart. We need to be wise. If you are unwise, you will leave debts for your children. You leave pain. You leave agony. You leave regret. Your name, your children will adopt other people's name. And your name will be lost. Is that what you want for yourself?